Where is Tomasso? Where is Annie? And where's Miss Nancy? Those are the three questions that we're going to explore in this read today, okay? Let's start with Tomasso first. Oh, let's cut the cards. I don't always cut the deck in between, but I cut it when I start the first read. So we're going to look for the man in Lenormand. You can see the cards? Yes. Tomasso will be the man. Oh, the puppy is on one today, guys. On one today. Talking smack to that dog next door. I've never seen what that dog next door looks like. Okay, Fred. Fred, my darling. You said the casket tells you that Miss Nancy is on the other side of the mud, which she probably could be. We're not going to say no. She probably could be. Hey, go inside. Now. But see, it came at the end of Tomasso's read, right? I don't think he's on the other side of the mud. But I want you guys to know that you can voice your opinions down below in the comments, even if they conflict with mine. All I ask is that you be respectful of the other people. Don't be picking fights with the other commentators or commenters. And definitely don't be bashing other YouTubers, right? There's a way you can voice your opinion without bashing, and you guys have been very classy when talking about Whimsy and Lady G. You guys know I ride with Lady G, but I still watch Whimsy for topics that interest me. I didn't unsubscribe because some of the stuff she reads on I don't agree with, right? So, that dog is crazy today. Somebody gave her sugar? So the first card that comes up is the Rider. The Rider always brings a message, right? The Stork, new beginning. And we're going to look at the extended meanings in my little book. We put Tomasso in the middle. We put we didn't put it. The mice came afterwards, which is about anxiety, because the mice eats away at stuff. This is like the Seven of Swords in tarot. And then the coffin. So let's see what all this says in Lenormand. I still want to buy Erica's book because nobody gave that to me as a birthday gift. I'm not complaining because my God, today have I been blessed. I've been so blessed with what people have given me for my birthday. Hear that thing flying above my head, right? So the Rider is number 1, and it's about message, news, or information. The Stork is 17, and that's about change, birth, new ideas, transformation. Then the man is Tomasso, and then the mice, 23. I like how they say the mice and they have one mouse there. I have one mouse on my card too. I'm gonna have to try to hurry up and buy my printer because I learned yesterday that it's being discontinued. Oh Lord. Stress, worry, nagging feelings, fear, deterioration. He's stressed out. Everybody's accusing him that he did this. He looks good for this, like they say in cop speak, because he's the last one that was seen with her, allegedly, supposedly. I don't even know if I buy this whole story anymore. Sometimes I wake up and I feel so down about this Miss Nancy case because I'm like, what do we really know? Honestly, guys, what do we really know for a fact? The only thing we know for a fact is that Miss Nancy is missing. She's gone. Gone where we don't know. Nothing else we know for fact. That timeline that they gave us, I believe it's bogus. I believe there's timestamps on those footage. I believe the footage is edited. You know, the footage that they gave us with the porch perp, I believe it's edited. I saw Sleuth Intuition. I don't watch him too much. We don't align politically, but I don't dislike the dude. But I saw yesterday that he might be thinking that porch perp could be a girl. Didn't we say that before over here because of that one guy that I saw? What's the guy? He's a speech linguist person, and he did a body language thing the day after the video of the porch perp came out, and he said it was a girl, and so that's still in my brain. So I vacillate between 50 and 60% that person could be a girl, and I vacillate back and forth that it could be Savannah. I don't think it's Annie. People are gonna go, Savannah? She's above reproach. She was at Carson. That's what she said. Do we really know that? So let's look what the coffin means. And sometimes I call it the casket. I'm still learning, guys. Endings, death, letting go, hardship. So it doesn't always mean death. And when I did my read on Miss Nancy and that came in the middle by its own self, I didn't pick up the vibe that it was death. But then again, I'm so biased. I'm going to admit when I'm biased, right? I am so biased because I really and honestly believe that Miss Nancy is still alive. And part of the reason is because of the cards, because every time I pull cards for Miss Nancy and Tarot, it never says anything about dead. It always talks about the Eight of Swords or the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is illusions and delusions. This is what they're doing to us. And the Eight of Swords is about being restricted and binded up, but you're the one that did your own binding. Nobody binding you up. And you guys know this is all my opinion. And when you comment below on any of these cases, please put IMO just to protect your own self. We don't want these people are hiring lawyers. We don't want them to come back and take your name off of my page and say, you said this and I allowed you to say that. You know, everything that the people say below is their own opinion. I'm going to say that for you. But you put IMO, in my opinion, right? So anyways, the dog is fighting with a tree branch that's on top of a tarp that my husband has covering soil that we used to plant with. So that's what you're hearing. All right, we don't read hidden underneath the deck when it comes to Lenormand, so let's move this out the way. If you want, I could pull a line of 5 on tarot to see what it says about Tomasso, only because that coffin came up, right? I should have pulled 3 cards to clarify. I was watching Erica from In the Company of Cards yesterday, and I really need to get her book. It's only like $18, but we'll see. And in case you missed it, I put out a video last night introducing you to my other page, my cooking page, because I promised you guys that I would let you guys know what my cooking page is once we hit the full monetization here on this page. And thank you so much for helping me do this. A month ago, this wasn't even in the cards. And that's what that means, right? In the cards. A lot of people who are not into the cards, religious people, they always talk about, oh, it's not in the cards. What cards? What cards? When you knock in the cards, right? So let's pull 5 on Tomasso really quickly. ¿Dónde está usted, Tomasso? Tomasso's next door neighbor, not the one that JLR has been talking to the whole time, Kid NP or whatever, a woman. She called him a god. She yammered on yesterday. And she says pretty much she has not seen them since the beginning of May. School has started back for everybody right now. So where in the heck are they? Are they homeschooling that young man? He's about 13 now, right? Their kid? Are they homeschooling him? Where are they? But you see, I'm asking it separately. I'm asking it separately. This is Tomasso again. Page of Wands. Enthusiasm, exploration, free spirit. He's a free spirit right now, running around. He's not locked up nowhere, I don't believe. He walked away from what no longer served him. I need to go to this nature center to take pictures of the mountains for my Lenormand deck. I'm doing my own Lenormand deck too. 9 of Cups, fulfillment, satisfaction, gratitude, luxury. Oh, he's doing well, according to these cards. He's giving and receiving help. Where? And then the Hierophant is about tradition, wisdom, beliefs. He might be back in Italy. This is usually about the government when I'm reading about politics, but I don't know why I got right now in my head Italy. And I never thought he was there, but look, he's with Miss Nancy. I gave this card to Miss Nancy a long time ago, 6 months ago. This and the 8 of Swords. Tomasso is with Miss Nancy. But then Fred, one of my lovely viewers, believed that Miss Nancy is on the other side of the mud. And then we got the coffin for Tomasso in the Lenormand. Is he gone? I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. I don't mean to laugh. I don't think he's gone. I think he's still very much alive. That neighbor said that before Miss Nancy went missing, you didn't see nothing out of Tomasso. She didn't even know they were there. And then she went missing, and then constantly you saw him taking out the trash and doing the lawn and just like making himself very visible. And then poof, they were gone at the beginning of May. Who's paying for the house? Is it Savannah paying for the house? I mean, she can afford to pay off the whole darn house. You know what I mean? So comment below if you have a vibe, an intuition. I trust you guys, all right? I want to ask a question because I have a lot of new people. What do you watch me for? Right? Because I've been all over the place with my reads. And so I thought I was falling into, I wanted to do politics, right? But I knew that that would overwhelm me because it becomes very toxic and caustic over there in the political niche. And so then Miss Nancy went missing right after I introduced all my cards, because that's what I did in the beginning, my first 100 videos or so. I just introduced the cards, and yes, I do have a deck of the regular, what do you call this, Rider-Waite, but I don't use it because it has a lot of nakedness on it, and I don't want to go put magic marker on my stuff. So I use it like privately inside, you know, when I'm reading for people to clarify things. But I use mostly my deck that I made. Look, who the hell come on the bottom now? Miss Nancy, come on the bottom. We shuffling the card. Miss Nancy, come on the bottom right here, right? Miss Nancy, oh, she is talking. She is talking today. Oh my God. So, yeah. Do you watch me for politics? Do you watch me for Miss Nancy? Do you watch me for Nolan Wells? I only have 3 videos on Nolan Wells. I really need to watch some more and to stay caught up with the Nolan Wells case. I know his birthday would have been tomorrow. The young man would have been 19. Maybe we can read on him tomorrow on his birthday and see if we can get a hit on him. I'm very careful how I read on him because they have a lawyer that's putting people's name on a list to sue them. And people might say, oh, I can't get sued because I didn't say anything defamatory. Anybody can get sued. If that person's going to win the lawsuit, that's a different story, but you're going to have to go hire lawyers. The person who gets sued is going to go have to hire lawyers to defend them, right? So I'm very careful as to what I read. I already read from the beginning. The first reading showed that there was a girl involved, you know, allegedly, supposedly. In my opinion, tarot cards are for entertainment purposes only. And I have my own opinion as to what I think happened. I think that it was probably an accidental thing due to a fight, and they were covering it up. So the next question is, where is Annie? ¿Dónde está Annie? And we might pull the Norman on Annie too. So a line of 5, and this is just my thing I made up. I do 5. David from Tarot by the Bay, he does 4, I think, plus what's underneath it, and then they do a weird Celtic cross. They meaning him and his twin brother. I think they're the ones that motivated me to try to start reading on my own, because I was just a looker at first, and then the elections happened and David couldn't cope. He went off for like a couple of months, or maybe it's a month, and he wasn't there for us because he couldn't cope with it mentally. And so his brother Gary took over because Gary was already learning, and that inspired me that if Gary can do it just sitting there watching David, then I can do it too. So that's why I started. I'm going to take my glasses on and off. I do suffer with very sensitive eyes because of years of taking thiazide due to Meniere's disease. I don't take the thiazide anymore, but I have the legacy. Judgment. Well, she feels the judgment that we have against her. She's with Miss Nancy too. And they're very nostalgic right now about their childhood days. I feel like they did the kidnapping game. I don't even think Miss Nancy saw that porch perp. I don't, even if that's like a random person they paid to go in front of the camera to mess around so they can have that footage, I don't think Miss Nancy saw that person. Now, Patriot Pride did a whole thing on their Sunday show where they're showing, I think they took some real blood because they draw blood for, I think Mike has a GLP-1 company or something, and they squirted it on the ground, and they're showing all this stuff, and they're showing that it could be on the ground, and we didn't see it when the porch perp walked up, and they said maybe that's why he or she walked so funny, step over the blood. I don't know. King of Cups, diplomatic, compassionate, that's not Cameron, so I think Miss Nancy's, I think Miss Nancy's with Cameron, but I think Annie is with Tomasso. People think that Annie's with Cameron and Tomasso is in Italy. I think they're together. 6 of Swords, departure, moving to calmer waters. They have moved to calmer waters across over there in Europe. I don't know who the King of Cups is though. So is Miss Nancy in Italy? Could she have taken the flight with her heart condition? I mean, Trump keeps flying everywhere with his heart condition, his alleged heart condition. He said he doesn't have one, right? But I'm sure they sedate him on the plane before, while he's traveling. Judgment. Let's pull Lenormand really quickly, guys. If you see that I'm low energy, it's because I was up late last night making that video to introduce you to my cooking page. I do have a review channel with 14,000 subscribers that is monetized. So this is my third channel that's monetized, but in reality it's my fourth, because I had a third channel where I used to do vlogs that was monetized. And when YouTube changed the rules of how you can be monetized, they demonetized it because they said I just wasn't getting enough views. I didn't do anything wrong. Who are we asking? Annie? She comes up right away, so the next 4 that follows. Okay. So where is Annie? Blocks, delays. Writer brings a message again. This is about trickery, deceit, lies. But it's also about work and job. She might be working a job somewhere, caregiving or something. Then the whip is about pain. They're going through it, guys. Don't think that they're free mentally. They're going through it. And it could be that they're just worried about their mom. It could be they're not guilty and they're just worried about their mom, right? So the mountain is obstacle, blockage, delays, procrastination. The writer, we already read that for Tomasso, and that was message, news, information. Are we going to get information soon? Is that what that's telling us? And Fox's job, clever, work, sneaky, cunning. Job, clever, work, sneaky, cunning. Okay. And then the whip is, these are just keywords, okay? Anger, arguments, rough segs, and pain. They're arguing. Oh, sorry guys, I almost didn't show you the bottom. The 8 of Pentacles. They're working hard at something. Hard at what? I don't know. Hard at the cover-up. So let's ask, where's Miss Nancy? This is for the gush and for the new people. I was trained by this guy named Daryl Eves, and he says whenever you're done with the video, play the ending credits, right? Which is this. And then come back and give the people an encore. And he calls it gush. So I call it gush too. I think I can get away with calling that because I paid him good money to train me. Well, we don't see coming, guys. The 3 of Cups. Celebration, friendship, community. This didn't say no homegoing, right? Even the 4 of Cups says homecoming. She's with Tomasso. I mean, they were her primary caregivers, right? That's suspicious. That's weird. The Knight of Swords. Who is this? Ambitious, assertive, driven to succeed. Do they have somebody protecting her? Like a security or something? Somebody said something about that Tesla that's always been at the house, right? Did we get this for... Who we got this for? Was this for Annie? Italy? Did we get this for Tomasso too? Lord, I don't remember which one we pulled it for. Is she with them in Italy? Like I asked earlier, could she have gone there with them? Prosperity, abundance, opportunity. And then the 6 of Wands, which is like the, what do you call the thing? The garden in Lenormand. None of this says on the other side of the mud. My friend Brenda will always... Oh my goodness, where's my voice going? I'm not sick. I don't have the COVID my daughter had. Thank God. I hope I don't get it. My son, I think he has it. Little hummingbird coming. It was coming right for me. Anyways, she will send me stuff whenever JLR and them come on and go, body found in Tucson. I'm like, if Miss Nancy's been unalive since 6 months ago, they're not gonna find a body. They're gonna find bones. So that doesn't panic me at all. Where's Miss Nancy? You tell me. Did we pull Lenormand on her? No, we didn't yet, right? Where's Miss Nancy? ¿Dónde está usted, Miss Nancy? ¿Dónde está usted? And for the new people, I am Belizean, born and raised. Came to America when I was 15. I've been here about 45 years. We went to Florida first, and then Texas, We stayed in Florida 10 months, Texas only 1 month. What am I doing? Okay, I'm just moving it out the way. Oh, I need to get another one. And then we came to California in 1983, and this is where I've lived ever since, Southern California. Look at this message. Why the hell this writer keep coming up in all these people reads? She's been protected. Loyalty. She's at a crossroads. They have to make a decision whether they're going to bring her back or not. Oh my God, wouldn't that be a miracle though? For real, for real? For real, for real. And I'm not trying to be tough, you know, like hard-headed about Miss Nancy not being unalive. I'm not trying to do that. If I were getting these bad cards, you know, somebody said in one of the reads that I did, the Three of Swords meant a heart attack for Diane. Probably, right? Blocks and delays and the messenger. Let's read about the doggy. How much is that doggy in the window? And for the new people, whenever I say words, sometimes a song plays in my head. I don't know what it is. Whatever. It's just that what makes me me. Loyal friend, pet, advisor, trusted. She's with somebody trusted. Cameron, maybe? Cameron hasn't showed up in any of this read. Maybe we'll do one last question, ask where's Cameron. Choices, decisions, alternatives, divided. This is that illusion card, like 7 of Cups. And then the mountain is about blocks, delays, obstacles, procrastinating, and then this is the messenger. So where's Miss Nancy? With Tomasso. That's what we're gonna say. She's with Tomasso, and I think Annie's with Tomasso. And I'm starting to believe that maybe they might be in Italy. Well, every instinct tells me she's with Cameron. So let's pull quickly on Cameron. This is a long gush, guys. This is what my friend Kathy loves, a long gush. Remember, if you visit my cooking page, The Bear Pantry Show, you can say hello over there, but just don't let them know that we're over here. I don't want the people from the cooking page to be over here because I want only people who are here for card reads and intuition and, you know, all this good stuff to be over here. I have another page named Bear Pantry Talk where I do reviews. I was telling you guys that has about 14,000 subscribers. That's still monetized, and I just barely started to do some re-reviews over there. So we're gonna build up again over there. My husband's page is Hello People Joe here, and we're gonna start hitting that page hard so he can get the watched hours to be monetized over there, because he's monetized at the level of the supers and the membership, right? So we're looking for who? Cameron? The man? I am talking to the man in the mirror. Where for art door? Sometimes I check the bottom like Erica does to see if the man's on the bottom, so I don't have to go through the whole darn thing. Look at these cards, the Cameron. Where is he? I was talking to somebody at my party, to my friend Shanika, and I was telling her about the whole case, and she said, when I told her Cameron's background, she goes, nah, that don't make no damn sense. He's not looking for his ma. The sun, illumination, something's gonna be illuminated. The mice, he's worried too. I don't know if Cameron's been in on this deal since the beginning. I would hope not. But my suspicion is that he came on board the day after they rescued the lady out of Rio Rico on day 10. That's when he came on board. Right around the same time the video came out too, right? The man, Cameron, abundance, and here comes this coffin again. I don't think he's dead. Just like I don't think Tomasso is dead. So let's read this coffin again. It's endings, death, letting go, hardship. A lot of people think that Cameron could not be facing financial hardship because he's a whole retired soldier that was big up there in the armed forces. But you can mismanage the money. You know, my uncle, when he retired, they gave him a big lump sum of money for his heart condition because the army caused his heart condition. He was a paramedic. He was in the Gulf War, and all that smoke that went up and stuff affected him. And then they took it back. They said, oh, shoot, you shouldn't have gotten that big lump sum. You need to get money monthly till you die. And we want all that money back. And they took it back out of his monthly paychecks every month that he starved. He punished and starved. So you don't know what's going on with these soldiers, right? So the sun is about success, victory, confident, illumination. Right away I went to illumination, right? And then the mice is about stress, worry, nagging feelings, fear, deterioration. Something's eating away at Cameron. And if they brought him on board on day 10 because he feels like he has to protect his mom and his sisters and whatever, pobrecito, you know? So the fish is about commerce, funding, money, wealth, independence. And then again, we're going to read on the coffin yet again, because it popped up again in these people read, endings, death, letting go, hardship. I feel like it's hardship. Every time it comes up, I feel like it's hardship, okay? I thought that was going to be the end of this video, but then as I was replaying it to save it, something hit me about that Hierophant. So remember, we got it for Tomasso and Miss Nancy, right? And when I got it for Tomasso, I thought it meant Italy, because the Hierophant is about traditions and law enforcement and, you know, the law and courts and stuff like that. And Italy is old and it has a lot of traditions and religion and stuff like that tied to it, right? So I thought it could be Italy. But I even said, well, how could Miss Nancy fly all the way over there with her heart condition, right? I kind of joked about it. Well, now I had another thought. What if, just what if, they're all in WITSEC? Who they? Tomasso, Annie, their son, Cameron, and Miss Nancy. You guys, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole on my own. So I need for you to comment. If you read cards, if you're learning to read cards, pull your own cards and tell me what you're getting. Tell me if I should read on this tomorrow, because I'm not going to read again tonight. I'm tired. I'm going to read for people tonight, for my son and for my neighbor back there and so on, but not for the show. I think I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to ask about all of them again. I'm going to ask specifically, are they in the witness protection program? Because this is very odd. Don't you think it's odd for all of them to just poof, disappear like that?